Hello, I'm Krista Cupp, and this is the NRA-ILA Grassroots News Minute for Friday, July 9th. The National Rifle Association is supporting a lawsuit against Mayor Richard Daley and the City of Chicago's newly adopted gun control ordinance, which violates a U.S. Supreme Court's recent ruling in McDonald v. City of Chicago. Last Friday, the City Council rushed through passage of this ordinance in response to the court's June 28 decision, rendering Chicago's draconian handgun ban unconstitutional. Just 4 days after the court struck down the nearly 30-year-long handgun bans in Chicago and Oak Park, Mayor Daley and the City of Chicago enacted the most restrictive anti-gun ordinance in the United States. The so-called Responsible Gun Ownership Ordinance provisions include a prohibition on all gun sales inside the city, a prohibition on possession of firearms for self-defense anywhere outside the home, a prohibition on more than one assembled and operable firearm in the home, and a training requirement to obtain a Chicago firearm permit. However, range training would be impossible since it will now be unlawful to operate a shooting range inside city limits. Please stay tuned to www.nraila.org for more important developments on this case. Last week, the NRA-backed Firearms Excise Tax Improvement Act easily passed in the United States House of Representatives by an overwhelming bipartisan vote of 412 to 6. Sponsored by Congressman Ron Kind and Paul Ryan of Wisconsin, H.R. 5552 will change the excise tax payment schedule for firearm and ammunition manufacturers from biweekly to quarterly. H.R. 5552 complies with the statutory pay-go rules and does not establish a new tax or add to the federal deficit. Changing to a quarterly excise tax payment schedule will allow manufacturers to reinvest funds into researching and developing new products, purchasing new manufacturing machinery, and creating jobs. The Joint Committee on Taxation has estimated that this legislation will create a net revenue increase of $4 million over 10 years. Accordingly, H.R. 5552 will also increase funding for wildlife conservation through the Pittman-Robertson Wildlife Restoration Trust Fund. So please, be sure to contact your U.S. Senators and ask them to co-sponsor and support Senate Bill 632, the Senate version of this legislation. You can find contact information for your elected officials by using the Write Your Representatives tool at www.nraila.org, or you can call your U.S. Senators at 202-224-3121.